A stunning verdict in the murder trial of a young woman shot and killed on a San Francisco pier by an undocumented immigrant.
From day one, this case was used as a means to foment hate, to foment division, and to foment a program of mass deportation.
Today, a jury acquitted Jose Inez Garcia Zarate in the death of Kate Steinle, convicting him only of felony possession of a firearm. And tonight, U.S. immigration officials say they will deport Zarate back to Mexico. Good evening. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Christina Janes. We have team coverage of that verdict tonight, starting with CBS 13's Angela Greenwood in the newsroom with more on the outcome of this case, including what Steinle's family had to say. Angela?
Christina and Tony, Kate Steinle's family chose not to be present when that verdict came down, but did sit down with an online publication and expressed their disbelief. Meanwhile, Zarate, we're told, hugged his attorney in court today when the words "not guilty" were read.
He was accused of shooting and killing 32-year-old Kate Steinle as she strolled with her dad along San Francisco's Pier 14 more than 2 years ago. Today, a jury found Jose Inez Garcia Zarate not guilty in her death.
It was a verdict we were not hoping for. The jurors are the ones that make a determination on the case, and we will respect that decision.
Steinle's family was not in the courtroom for that verdict, but in an interview with SF Gate, Kate's father, Jim, said, quote, "We're just shocked, saddened and shocked. That's about it. There's no other way you can coin it. Justice was rendered, but it was not served." Steinle's death happened just 2 weeks after President Trump announced his bid for the White House and instantly became part of a heated presidential campaign condemning illegal immigration. Zarate had already been deported back to Mexico 5 times, and just days before the shooting, he was released from the San Francisco jail instead of being turned over to federal immigration authorities.
Another victim is Kate Steinle, gunned down in the sanctuary city of San Francisco.
Zarate's public defender said immigration was not a factor in this case.
Nothing about Mr. Garcia Zarate's ethnicity, nothing about his immigration status, nothing about the fact that he is born in Mexico had any relevance as to what happened on July 1st, 2015.
The prosecution claims Zarate was playing a secret game of Russian roulette with a gun that had been stolen from a Bureau of Land Management truck days before. His defense, though, called Steinle's death a tragic accident, and it appears the jury in this case agreed.
In a statement tonight, ICE blasted San Francisco over the verdict, saying its policy of refusing to honor ICE detainers is a blatant threat to public safety and undermines the rule of law. This tragedy could have been prevented if San Francisco had simply turned the alien over to ICE, as we requested, instead of releasing him back onto the streets. ICE went on to say that it will work to take custody of Zarate and ultimately remove him from the country.
Angela, thanks. Reaction to the verdict from around the world continues to pour in. And earlier tonight, President Trump sounded off on the jury's decision.
Now, the president said in a tweet, quote, a disgraceful verdict in the Kate Steinle case. No wonder the people of our country are so angry with illegal immigration. Now, during his campaign, as Angela mentioned, the president used the Steinle case as an example for his push for tougher immigration reform.
Meanwhile, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions released this statement about the verdict, saying, quote, San Francisco's decision to protect criminal aliens led to the preventable and heartbreaking death of Kate Steinle, end of quote. Zarate's public defender had this to say about the reaction coming out of Washington.
For those who might criticize this verdict, there are a number of people that have commented on this case in the last couple of years. The Attorney General of the United States, the President and Vice President of the United States. Let me just remind them that they are themselves under investigation by a special prosecutor in Washington, D.C., and they may themselves soon avail themselves of the presumption of innocence and the beyond a reasonable doubt standard.